Hello and welcome to Baltic Esports League Season 1. As always, you're joined by MV and of course V. As of today, we're already closing in on the end of this week. This has been last week for today, but we're going to have all Latvian matchups today. So Latvian CSGO fans, be ready. But before that, let's check out the standings, see where Latvians stand, where Estonians stand, where Lithuanians stand. So at the moment, Estonians at first place was Sports, as you just mentioned, dominating the scoreboard. I don't know. I don't know if there's any team that can really just stand up to them at this point in the league.
It seems not, especially after yesterday. So I feel like they've proven to everyone at this stage that they're definitely going to be a #1 contender for the finals, and rightly so. I mean, they've been playing a very solid CS, as we saw yesterday, a very dominant performance from them, and I feel like it's not bound to change anytime soon. So a lot of sweat for other teams to work up to them.
Oh yeah, and Team Refuse as well, stepping it up. Of course, they had a bit, I won't say like easier matchup, but still just doing what they can and proving that they are at the moment at the second place. Only 1 overtime loss, 9 wins, 4 losses. That just seems great for them.
Well, they show that they're not going to give any second chances to any team, and even if they slip up somewhere, they're going to make sure that they close out the match, as we saw also previously. And on the background of all of the other teams, they look a very strong contender as well. So I feel like it's going to be tight finals as we slowly approach them.
It will be an award sex at the moment. At third place, they were second. Now they're third. They played against Refuse. That's where they lost their position, and they didn't look too solid against them.
Vortex, yes, they seem slightly shaky. I mean, in general, the team is still very good.
Yeah.
As we've talked about it already before, I feel like maybe just slight lack of composure. That's all the reason behind it. So I'm sure it's going to be a slightly different atmosphere as we keep on going through the remaining weeks.
Yeah, and then at fourth place we see Skin Lords. They're going to play today. Maybe they can, if we check the points, they can get to second place if they go 2-0 against Team Sply.
It is possible, yes, and I feel like that's definitely something they're going to be aiming for tonight.
Oh yeah.
And by all means, as I said, it's going to be a tilter's game.
Right.
Teams,
right.
Whoever tilts loses.
And then we have at 5th and 6th place Lithuanian Žalgiris eSports, and not like this. We saw Žalgiris eSports. They looked really good against VAS Sports. At least, no, they weren't playing against. Yeah, against VAS Sports, they look good on the first map.
Yes.
But the second map, 16-1.
16-1, yeah. We talked about it already quite a lot yesterday. I feel like team-wise, perhaps slight lack of experience playing against such a solid team as VAS Sports, as they are the dominant force in this tournament. So first show, I mean, it's not all lost hope for them. Yeah. There's definitely room for improvement, but there's also been solid shining gameplays going through from their players, so I wouldn't actually, I feel like they should be slightly higher, maybe even.
Yeah, as they've shown that they can do that, they should be there. Maybe next week and the last week they can show up, and not like this, they have to do the same thing. They have to show up because they've been looking good. Like I won't say only for the past 2-3 weeks they've been looking solid, because the first few weeks was just, they were not there. No one was showing up. They didn't have too much luck.
Well, it's a learning curve, so they probably are still making adjustments during this tournament, and obviously trying out different things and different setups and seeing what works versus what teams. It's just a matter of really practicing for it and making sure that they put the actual work in. We don't really know, unfortunately, how much background training they put into these matches, so it's slightly hard to predict how it's going to go, but in general, yes, there's been some improvement. It's just composure.
Yes, and then for XGR eSports as well, they need a bit more composure, since they should be a bit higher at the moment, only at 7th place, still missing something.
Yeah, something's not clicking for them. Perhaps it's worth reconsidering their whole play style in general and seeing if a completely different approach is valid. As at this stage, it just seems that it's not really working out for them, and I don't feel like it's going to if they keep on going this way.
Yeah, and then at last 3 places we see the Latvians, MALCO, Team Spy, and Aesthetic. really struggling. The weirdest case is for us, of course, MALCO Gaming, which we were not expecting this kind of result at the end of the season from them.
Definitely. So, well, for MALCO, as I said, it has to be some sort of either communication issue of what's happening inside, or there has to be a reason why this on paper strong lineup doesn't click. So perhaps even a roster change should be something that they should start to consider at this stage if they want to keep on going. As I said, drastic measures need to take place. For MALCO, playstyle, I would say, is solid enough. So I don't think really the playstyle is the issue for them. I feel like it's an inner communication thing.
Okay, that could be the case. And I believe the same thing for Team Spy. Just what you said, I think that's the same thing.
Yeah. It's the same story basically, as obviously plus the troubles they've been having throughout the whole tournament is definitely not helping the inner communication. So it is what it is, unfortunately, but still there's games to be played and they still have to show up and try to win their best out of them. Yeah,
and aesthetic, they will play against MALCO, so as you mentioned before, this is the time where they show that they're not to be just messed with. Correct. Not to be taken for granted, because the players, they are scary. We know them, and
the players are known. We definitely know that there are riflers that can show up, and that's actually what I'm expecting to see today as well. I'm just hoping that the riflers show up and show that aesthetic is still a force to reckon with.
Yeah, hopefully we're going to see that. But for now, let's check out the schedule of what we saw this week and what we're going to see today. As of today, we have seen Not Like This versus XGR. They went 1-1 in the matchup, which was like, one map was really one-sided for Not Like This, the other map was one-sided for XGR, so nothing too much to gather out from that, just only that very similar teams in the playstyle, in the way they went and everything else.
Well, yeah, previously as we spoke, Not Like This more rely on those pick plays, so where it works out, it's great, but as you can see, where it doesn't work out, they sort of stumble behind. They're also very stagnated in their playstyle in the sense that at any point in time during the matches, they don't really feel the need to switch things up or even try just a faster round, just one faster round. They seem to rely on same style in and out, and for an opponent it's very easy to read what's going to happen and therefore make predictions, and thus the result, they managed to surprise them in one map, but in the second map adjustments were made and accordingly a loss.
Yeah, and in that same day we did see Refuse against Vortex, which was kind of a surprise for us. We thought Vortex would put a bit bigger fight. They did not.
Well, Team Refuse showed up. They showed how eager they are to get into the finals, get a good position there, and obviously contest that first place. And they're definitely a very strong contender for the first place. And I feel like a match between Team Refuse and VAZ Sports in the finals would be something to witness.
Oh yeah, definitely. As you just mentioned, VAZ Sports versus Žalgiris, they went 2-0. VAZ Sports at the first map 16-13, really close Inferno map, but then in Cobblestone it was just 16-1, and VAZ Sports were unbreakable.
Well, VAZ Sports just, I feel like, mentally broke Žalgiris eSports.
Yeah, that could have been the case there.
Second game, as we discussed already yesterday, it seemed just that it was written in the stars for VAZ Sports to just take any single engagement there that's being thrown their way. Even if we saw in situations where VAZ Sports shouldn't be getting the kills and they were still getting the kills.
Yeah,
so
just
what
the 180s
really do about it, you know?
And everything else. That was just crazy for VAZ Sports.
Correct.
And then today we're going to see 4 best of ones. All 4 best of ones are going to will be played between Latvians. The first one, Aesthetic versus MALCO, where you have mentioned, but as we're getting closer to it, I'm still, as you mentioned, like MALCO, maybe they need some changes, and maybe Aesthetic can play into that, as they might have some issues. Maybe Aesthetic can break them. Well,
I feel like communication-wise, Aesthetic probably are all right in terms of where they stand for what their result is currently.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Because well, it's no other way of putting it. When you're 0 to 12, you are either just other teams would stop playing. They haven't given up yet, so I feel like it's not the case for them. Therefore, I feel like they're ready for this matchup, and they could show a close fight then.
Yeah, they should be. And then, of course, after that, we're going to see Skinlords versus Team Spy. The match that we're waiting, as you mentioned, it's going to be basically a mind game.
It's going to be a mind game, as there have been some, not necessarily conflicts, but definitely exchanges of words thrown at some point in time between the players.
Yes.
Either private or public. Regardless, it's something to take into account, as obviously each team wants to prove to each other where their own rightful place should be. And that's what we're probably bound to see today.
Yeah, hopefully you're going to see good matches, but before that I want to remind you about Hyperzone Pro website, where you can see all the information and of course where you can get the tickets to the LAN event. And of course, if you're watching this stream and you're watching it as much as you can, be active in the chats, subscribe to us. All these things will come in handy at the end of the day, because one more time we're going to give away the tickets for both days to the Hyperzone Pro LAN event. So be sure to check out the stream, wait for the giveaway, and now let's head in a small commercial break before we jump into the match between Aesthetic and MALCO. Hello and welcome back. It looks like all players are on the server. We should be ready to jump into the knife round between those two teams. So the first map will be Train, and then after that Overpass. Psyched to see Overpass, but first we have to go through Train.
Yeah, Train is going to be a solid map for MALCO, I think, as Aesthetics playstyle is probably already known for them, and they're going to be expecting a slow, solid, say, default CS in that instance, whereas Overpass is probably going to be a bit of surprise for the both of us, just to see of what's happening in terms of what the players know how to do in the map or no. But experience-wise, I feel like MALCO has the upper hand in this matchup in Overpass.
Yeah, they definitely should. And Aesthetic, they have played Train. They are okay with playing Train, so I'm thinking they should have something up their sleeve for this one. They still could surprise MALCO, even their strong, solid, as you said, play style on Train.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, MALCO have won the knife round and have chosen to go CT, so I feel like it's a bit of a deja vu, as obviously on paper the stronger team is also going to be looking forward to have a solid, strong start.
Yeah, that is usually the case, but let's jump into the pistol round. We're going to see 5 armors from Aesthetic. That is their go-to way to play pistol rounds. No utility, no flash, no smokes.
Look at Warden's weapon though, Elites and an HE grenade, and he's going towards B, as he won't find anyone there early. Let's see if he decides to push, as he will be staying behind, and Whiskas just spots to see if they can find any players, but the A push goes through already.
He's looking for a headshot. He can get it closely. Warden also going down, so the dual Elites not doing their job. And now let's see, 3 against 4. Displex finds one. He does not know there's one player in Ivy, but there's Figley with 2 kills, and there's Displex with 1 more, and Du, the in-game leader for Aesthetic. Can he find the last 2 players? And now Defuse will start, but they just tap it. Now Du can look for the answer, but there is no answer. Figley with 3 kills.
And a very quick succession allows them to actually even fake the bomb, defuse, and continue going. As Whiskas did have the kid, I'm sorry, I didn't really notice where he died, so they just decided to play it safe, fake defuse it, and make sure they get that final kill before the bomb gets fully defused. You can see a few Deagles coming out already for the T side. Let's see if they opt in to buy more, as Deck and Choice have yet to buy. Yep, there's going to be a 3rd Deagle as well, and 2 P250s on the T side. They seem to be going as a group. Let's see if they want to run out quick middle. As Dusty already making his way towards Olaf position and close sandwich.
But the grenades, very unlucky for Aesthetic. As Duo has already gone down. Irix finds one more player, and he's trying still to push. He's going to find the player, and Dusty now with the deal. Can he find this player? He's going to miss the first opening shot. He finds the next one, but there's still a player looking for him. It's going to be Warden winning in that duel. So the Deagles, not too much luck, and even here, Dick just pushing through and instantly killed off by Whiskas.
Yeah, so I feel like the Eagles should have done more damage.
Yeah.
It wasn't really clear what the game plan was. As you saw, Dusty did make his way into Olaf position quite quickly, and I felt like the remaining team players are going to be trickling right past behind him, but the double nade killing the first teammate for Aesthetic also seems to slow them down. So a full buy from Aesthetic coming out in terms of AKs, very limited utility though. And Whiskas already managed to find a player.
With the UMP winning against Dusty there, Dusty completely not on point at the moment with the AK. So Duke's still looking for the players as they're slowly trying to move in. They see Warden. And Warden with Chaos, he's going to find Carlos ABC. So for now, only 2 players.
Deuce struggling to find a kill here as only Deck is going to be remaining, and he's going to be put down instantly as well with the MP9. And solid work with the MP9 in that distance, especially slightly unlucky for Dude there. He had solid like 5-6 seconds where he was actively searching for players to kill, but just couldn't manage the shots. Excuse me, land the shots on the MALCO players. And it's 3-0 already as Aesthetic are forced into yet another pistol buy. And they seem to be favoring the B site at this stage as they are approaching the drop down, and one's going to be lurking upper B. That's going to be Deck, who's going to be spotted by both B players, struggling to survive here as he is pinched in.
Oh, Irix just at the right moment peeks out, looks for the player now. He's looking even to push, although there's his teammate just pushing out. Figley at the last moment getting the kill. What I liked here that Aesthetic, they were looking for the fast entry, like it was the second round, they were looking for fast entry, but MALCO as fast are trying to deny that. And here you can see that as well. Just
Correct,
the aggressive push out and Aesthetic, they are not allowed to move almost anywhere.
MALCO are playing a very proactive game and just trying to initially shut down any sort of fast push, as they know they surely should be able to hold this, as already an A push is going to be coming out. 4 T players are going out, 2 down, all off position. Dusty already finds Warden, and the team is slightly slowing down near the B position as the remaining terrorists are going to be taking A side. Deck finds Whiskas, and he spotted the player, I think, in Ivy, so they know there's someone back halls.
Yeah, very unlucky there for MALCO, as the only player that was actually in the A site was Whiskas there. So now this box, he finds Dusty, and now Figley could have an opening here as he hears the bomb planter and he denies it. So now only going to be 2 players left. Do with Carlos, let's see. Can they do this one? Carlos, he finds Irix. So
Can he do more work as he's waiting for the smoke to fade and just... I feel like he realizes there is definitely a player in connector and just going to try to peek him, and he actually will get the kill and knows the second player, tries to kill him, but unfortunately doesn't manage to finish him off. Leaves Displex on 30 HP as the bomb will go down, and let's see if Displex can clutch this. He's checking for feet and actually lands the kill, instantly goes up in heaven and trying to spot out the remaining T player.
Yeah, but Duke, he's going to play this one careful. He has no reason to peek. He still has a grenade that he can use. You can see Displex, he is kind of low, so this could potentially work out. Let's see the grenade coming through. Will it deal damage enough? Okay, 19 HP. Displex, he comes out of the smoke and kills off the op player.
An excellent play from Displex, shows how it's done. Luckily that nade didn't kill him off completely, and he also played it correctly where he knew that the remaining T player does have an AVP, and he will most likely miss that shot, so we'll have a window of opportunity, even though the terrorist player was using a Glock, just didn't manage to land the final blow.
That was not the case, and just because MALCO pick up the op, they go for double op setup. Warden and Figley with it. At the moment, it doesn't look like they can find any luck just yet. Although here with the aggressive push, maybe Figley can find the players here. He misses the opening shot, left with 15 HP. The Molotov will allow him to get back. But now they have to be careful, as with 15 HP and the op in his hands, well, at least it's an op, but still it's going to be pretty tough when the T's decide to push.
Figley falls back, actually takes some damage, just fall damage, falling off the train there, and is left on 7 HP, just making sure nobody's pushing out through that smoke, as Warden will find choice in Ivy, and that was the lurking player for Aesthetic, so only 4 T players remaining at this stage. The bomb is still down towards T main, and you can see that the CTs are playing a very, very patient game at this stage as they realize one of their players is on low HP and just taking advantage of the AVPs, but finds Irix.
Yeah, who was aggressive, the only aggressive player on CT side, although we can see they're already pushing towards the IV, so they have a lot of information gathered, and here Figly had such a long time to aim for that kill on Do, as Do not react fast enough. And now let's see, Figly finds one more, that goes down.
The bomb is planted at B in a default position, so let's just see how the terrorists decide to play this out, as Dusty will go down to the first engagement, and only Carlos left now with 1 HP. He should be saving at this stage, as obviously it's not really worth to go for it, and rightly so, as the CTs are going to be defusing. Figly just making sure that no cheeky push through the smoke or from lower B comes through, but he took a lot of damage in that engagement there. So 6-0. Cannot say I'm surprised, but I must say that Aesthetic don't really look that on point. I mean, they're getting through to the sides. They just cannot hold them. So something's not there. And I feel like they should have been slightly faster on that previous A push round where Displex managed to clutch.
They're going to be fast now as Warden drops 2 players already. Viscous burns down 1. And you can see, Aesthetic, they want to change the pace of the game. They want to go in fast. They're looking for the kills. They find 1, but that is it there. As now they're getting cleaned up. Irix even at 92 HP. As Dusty could not hit the shots. And now Dek, the last man standing. But the longer he's going to wait to make the move, the better chances are that people are going to lurk around him. And now even they're going to know his position. He comes out and Warden instantly with a shot.
Almost missed the kill there as well, so very unfortunate. I mean, he was holding a headshot angle, but the railing on the ground there, I feel like did some work, and that slight pixel displacement of the headshot model probably made him waste way too many bullets on that player, and therefore the remaining CTs had time to locate him and dismember him, as there is a fast... Is that a drop-down play? No, it's an aggressive B play, as Dek finds already Figly, and he also spotted the remaining player. Knows he's upstairs, as Whiskas finds Dusty in the process, and Choice trades with Irix. So the B side is already taken. 2 CTs coming in through the connector. First contact made, but no kills just yet. Another nade kill coming from MALCO. And how are we going to retake this, as Choice and Dek both find a kill, and only Warden now remaining with the AVP. 2 terrorist players on very low HP, so technically doable, but with an AWP it's going to be a bit difficult.
It will be. Let's see, maybe Warden maybe he can find the player. He's going to see the player come closer. He's going to be tried to bait, and he actually managed to survive for now. 15 seconds left. He's running forward. He's looking for the kill on Choice. Can he get it? His fully flash. Choice misses the shot. There's Warden with the kill, but he does not know where Carlos is. And that's going to be the first round for Aesthetic.
Warden did manage to kill the remaining 2 low HP players on the T side, which means they will be forced to buy again, and therefore at least keeping the economy in check for the team Aesthetic. And you can see CTs should have no problem of rebuying just yet, as they are using a lot of utility each round, so the money is a bit low, but not in a catastrophical position, as again a double op setup, and Warden will be looking down into T main, seeing if he can find a player, but Carlos actually finds Irix. Excellent play from him, so they do have an entry now. Let's see how they decide to take advantage of it or no, as there is still plenty of time, but Warden with an instant kill right back at, and
so aggressively just going on with the AVP, just peeking in. He has no idea at the moment that there is still one more player there, as now he spots the legs, and there is the kill against Choice. Very quickly things changes. For one moment looked like I said they could do something, but right as they move in, MALCO is just there. And instantly Figly with the kill on Zik.
And only Do now remaining, as Aesthetic seems slightly lost. As you can see, they're sort of dying one by one all the time. No real trade potential there, so they get the advantage and instantly lose the advantage. And with 1:30 on the clock, they should have just not peaked for a while and make the CTs slightly nervous, perhaps force an over-rotation towards B or something like that, and then push all together. Warden will eventually take down Do, as he managed to push into T main, and it's 8-1. 8-1, and the terrorists' money has been reset apart from Choice.
Everything is good for them.
Choice actually doesn't opt in to go for a full buy and decides to purchase a Deagle with a few nades, as the terrorist players are going to be going. There's going to be 3 players going towards Ivy, and also 2 players in, excuse me, that's 1 player in B apps, as well as Dusty in T main. So I feel like it's going to be a drop down T main Ivy play. Let's just see who's our Ivy player. That's Displex already making the first contact, manages to get the kill, realizes there's at least another or two players in Ivy, so calls for help. One player from B already over on A, and you can see that there's making basically a stronghold here as another player will try his luck towards the Ivy position. Instantly that was Carlos, got shot down by Viscas. Warden also finds Dusty, and it's just a massacre at this stage as only Deck remaining. I don't think he'll be able to find anyone, but let's see what he decides to do as he is forced to move towards the Ivy. And
that was very hectic Ivy push from Aesthetic, because they just put two up in front just to push through the smoke. They know that there's Displex, and that kind of, as you mentioned, like the rotation was instantly there from the player from B side. Aesthetic, they should have known that they would be ready for that Ivy push.
Definitely. I mean, it's when it comes to an Ivy push, especially in pistols, it's either all or nothing. You cannot allow yourself to leave one player in front and then two players behind, actually spamming through the smoke. So giving the CTs information, yep, we're still here, we're still going to be coming, and then there's only two players lurking around. As Zyrex finally manages to kill off Deck, and it's already 9-1. The terrorist team Aesthetic still low on money, do actually forcing up here down to $100. So
is that desperation play? With this scoreline on Train, would you be like, okay, this game is over?
No, I definitely wouldn't give up, as I've personally even gone like 1-13, like only 2 points per half games. So I feel like it's never too late. Was Figli already finds Do and managed to land a second kill, really get the third, as he has potential to do so, and the terrorist players are not going to be pushing up. He's just going to smoke off as two T players push down already.
Oh, the P250 working out for Dusty, as he already has taken down two, so now the situation 3-on-3 as Dusty is still looking for the kills, but with this position he kind of gives his life away. This is moving towards the side. I don't know if he knows where is Carlos as he takes him down, and now the odd player choice. He only tags Displex in the leg, and that was not enough, as now there's still three players ready, although he kills off Warden, and now he can push out and check if the bomb is being defused. Now he's going to see he's going to kill off Displex choice. He can actually do this against Viscas. 1v1 situation. The flash will come out. Defuse. Choice does not know if he's defusing or not. And here the tagging and Viscas, he manages to clutch it there in the end. Looked so close, but the flash and everything worked out.
It was very doable from Choice. Slightly rushed there with the last kill. I feel like he did have enough time to fall back into that top heaven position and then try to play around from there, and perhaps even force the CT to waste slightly more time. As you can see, the timer got quite low already on that bomb. So it was doable. Definitely a nice trial. Solid shots, just perhaps slightly shaky, as obviously everyone eager to put rounds on the board, and you're trying to do the best you can. But sometimes, as you can see here, it just didn't really work out. The CTs, Alex actually with a front position, and then loses his life to Do, who manages to retrieve an M4 for his team. There's also an AVP on Dusty, but Figli finds Deck, and instantly again the advantage gets, well, basically thrown away. So it's still 1:20 on the clock. There is choice in Ivy, and Dusty with the kill on Warden.
A quick flick, exactly. Now can he find the next player? Displex, will he be able to find this player? As already you can see, Viscas is kind of still trying to lurk around, maybe gonna help out his teammate to find Dusty, because he now they should be scared a bit from his position, as he has already gotten that far, and here he misses the flick. He managed to survive, and still he knows where the players are, but he does not check the Viscas position. As Do and Choice, they did not go in. They just left Dusty there alone in the site to make the plays. It's only now Do moving in, and he misses the kill onto Displex. Displex left with 10 HP, but now Choice pushes out. He finds the player, 2 against 2 situation. You can see the positions. Viscas, he won't be spotted that easily, and here he instantly spots Do. And Choice, he at least knows where one player is. He's going to see him, but Viscas with 4 kills in the 11th round for MALCO.
My God, what a hold from Viscas. Definitely saved his team there, as it did start to look like they're crumbling a bit, even with the T's still taking their time and sort of almost selling their own teammate in that site. So not really realizing. I think there is definitely some sort of miscommunication at this stage, as it seems very chaotic from Aesthetic, as it is already 11-1. So definitely a mental game, obviously, also, and just being in that position where they are. Probably not a good feeling.
Two ops towards B. 2 ops towards B. Warden and Figli, both of these players have the op. Warden finds the kill. Figli, or was it Viscas who came to help to kill off the player? I'm not quite sure, but there's Viscas with one more. it doesn't seem like Aesthetic are, I don't want to say, but does not look like they're trying.
Not really. I mean, the scoreline for all of their team members is the same pretty much. It's 6-5, 6-5, 6-5 or whatever. Whereas on the MALCO side, you can see Viscas, as expected, leading his team to the victory, and close behind is Feegly and Warden with the kills, and you can see that definitely in the result, as it is already 12-1, so MALCO will be trying to shut this one early. Will Feegly manage to get this engagement here, as he does pre-fire but misses the shot?
But that kind of allows him to do a lot here, and Dovsty finds the player towards the Ivy, so MALCO being a bit too aggressive, losing a player, but as you said, like the advantage instantly gets thrown away as Choice goes down to Grenade.
Yeah, and there's also Do on low HP on the terrorist player. As the deck is going to be pushing into B, Do manages to find Feegly as Irix instantly kills off deck, and it's still a 3 versus 3, and Do loses his life, killing Irix off in the process, but Viscas with a solid double kill, and only Dusty remaining has full set of nades, so he definitely can work with this, and has also the AVP. So he's gaining a favorable position here as he spots out the player and also sees the second player up top. But will he expect this play from Warden?
Kind of knows where the players are, but you saw how MALCO played with the sound cues, like dropping down on the train, the other player pushing forward, just messing with their heads.
They're definitely messing with their heads, and also not giving any chances of Aesthetic to come back into this. As you saw there, that was Warden, I believe, who came out from connector, realized he had been spotted, and he just danced around the train until his teammate managed to move in closer, and therefore sandwiching and killing off the T player. As you can see, flashes being thrown towards A, but there's actually 3 terrorist players going towards B, as Deck will be looking for an entry here. Can he pass this off? Unfortunately, passes safely, but the op spotted players, so they do have information about it, and Irix already taking off Dusty. Let's see if will it be another instant trade situation going back and forth, and it is, as Choice.
Yeah, he did find this was there with the Deagle and Ivy.
And Choice is going to be pushed through T main, and an instant punishment going in. Again, it looked so well with that kill. I felt like, oh my, but as you can see, Do finds Viscas, and Feegly cleaning house with the AVP, kills off 2 T players, as only Carlos now on B, already made his position known, and well, you can't really win this one unless some miracle shots are being landed. As you can see, he tags up Feegly, but Feegly,
4 HP, survives.
Too good.
MALCO in general just feeling too good. We haven't seen, like, I think ever scoreline 14-1 in train.
Yeah, even Do said it himself just now in all chats. Sick half.
Yeah, it was
sick.
It
is a sick one indeed, as now they will trade sides, and let's just see what MALCO have in store for Aesthetic.
Well, they have already bought smoke and the flashes, so we could suspect maybe a push towards...
it looks like it's going to be...
Yeah, this could be a split.
Yeah, something like that. There is going to be 2 CT players towards B. They're going to be making noise, and B apps.
Choice finds Warden. If he finds a second player, this could quickly turn around for Aesthetic, as he will find Irix very quickly. But you can see now the push will start towards the A site. As we can see, the players trying to find their enemies. And it's going to be Viscas with 1 kill. Feegly with the next one, as Do. He has found 1, but his position is now kind of not the best. Although he finds the player reloading there, and Viscas still gets the kill, even while he was reloading.
How are they doing this? They're still on low HP, and there's almost full HP on both of the CT players remaining here, as Choice still lingering around B side, making sure no connector push is happening, and also Deck in that Ivy position, realizing the terrorist must be close, but where is he, and does he get the timing right? He's managed to spot the player, misses the first shot, and eventually kills him, and now only Feegly remaining, and gets dropped by Choice, as well, Feegly didn't really have the HP to fight that battle anyway, and the defuse will go through for Team Aesthetic. As for MALCO, they can afford definitely to buy whatever they decide to buy in the next round, and I would suggest just playing aggressive and perhaps even not standard CS, and play more like a face-it match and try to throw their opponents off. So you play that mixed aggressive play style where you have 3 rounds to do so and just experiment with, and maybe even have fun. As I don't think they're having much fun at this stage, just slaughtering their enemies, even though losing the first round there. We do have 1 T player towards Ivy, and Viscas also already down in drop zone as he manages to get some damage onto the A player, but Do already manages to find Displex and
he sees 2 more players, even 3 players, as already the Viscas has pushed out from the Pop Dog. We can see all 4 players are now going to make their way towards the A site. Let's see if Aesthetic can say anything about it. They can, as they're cleaning the house, and only Figley will be left alive, 1 against 4. And even if he gets 1 more kill, it already will be good, because you can see the money is just not there for Aesthetic to rebuy good weapons here. So Figley, everything is on him to do the economical damage, what Karasab had said there in the end.
Very nice shot there from Figley. Obviously, the rifles did eventually win out, so it is 14-3 now, as the terrorist players will be forcing up. You can see Irix has a MAC-10 there, so you can expect fast plays from him. There's also 3 AKs and a single Deagle on the terrorist side. And let's see what Irix wants to do here. He's going to be throwing a smoke towards A, and also flashes over for his teammates and pushing closer and see if he can make advantage of this ground.
MALCO just being real fast about this one, but they have to be careful because Duke, he's close range, and Duke already has found 2 players. Displex at least there finds a kill back. Dusty kill on Displex, and only 2 players will be left. But you can see Irix with that MAC-10 can't do too much, as Dusty finds the last remaining player. It'll be 14-4, as now MALCO have to go into probably a full eco, just to make sure they can close out game as soon as possible.
Yeah, you don't really want to give too much hope, of course, for Aesthetic, as they do seem to have a solid and more solid round hold, every single round. So therefore, if they get too much into that mentality of a comeback, it might be also still possible for them. But Viscas with the CZ, as I'm speaking about any sort of comeback, and Irix hit the Deagle shot. Only 3 CT players remaining, and an M4's retrieve.
Figley, my God, this is just pistols showcasing what their skills. Figley.
Of course he lands that. Why wouldn't you land that? Just a strafing Deagle shot down in Ivy, an instant kill. Why not? As it is 15-4, and it seems MALCO were like, all right, we're done playing around. Let's just finish this.
Yeah. It definitely looked like they instantly just on point with every single kill. So many one-taps coming in, and now a full buy. Let's see if they're going to one more time go for the fast push. It looks like they will. They just want to finish this right here and right now. Let's see if that's going to be possible for them, as now the smokes come through, the Molotovs as well. Carlis, he is close range, so he could potentially get the player if they're going to move towards the sites. But here Dusty finds 1, but Figley instantly with the kill back, as Carlis has now moved into the smoke. Can he find the players now inside? He's going to see 1, but he gets the kill, and he does not get the second kill from the back lines. Duke was already hurt, and only Zek will be remaining here. He could find the player here, but it looks like it could be the player finding him, as Viscas already tagged him up. There's going to be a kill from Zek, and he did see the player on the bomb train, but there's still a guy in electric, and the timing does not work out for Dek, as MALCO take it 16-4. I was hoping for a lot better aesthetic, but they're seeing that MALCO, they're on points.
Well, yeah, MALCO definitely seemed to be eager to win this fast and just shut any doors for hope, for aesthetic. Even a bit of banter going on there in all chat towards the end of the game. Someone accusing of someone of cheating and so on. So the good old he's cheating and so on and such. But Figley, props to him. Very solid Deagle hits, and you can't really say much about those. I mean, they landed, the kills were there, and that definitely brought his team the victory, as well as all of the remaining players, and especially Viscas approaching the 30 bomb. Unfortunately, not there just yet. 26 kills, managed to kill, finish this match in a quick fashion, and also a convincing one at that. So
yeah, do you think Overpass is going to be the same deal here? Because at this point, it doesn't look like aesthetic are in it.
It's going to be dependent on the beginning of the match, but most likely I will say yes, that it's going to go in the same fashion, as MALCO seem extremely confident, and you can see that also on the map. They're not afraid to take any single duel, and also those duels are going their way because of it, as aesthetic feel pressured at this stage, and for them it's one of those not like this moments where it's starting to flash back, and unfortunately they have yet to win a map on this tournament.
Yeah, they have not. Let's see if that's going to happen on Overpass, but we're going to see that after a break, as we need to take a break. The players as well to be ready for the matchup, so don't go anywhere. Remember about the giveaway, what you need to do. All the information will follow, but for now, at the commercial break.
I can never forgive Lattelecom for murdering our mother.
I've been cooperating, you're just not listening.
You're not listening to me. Pasaules top seriāli. Skaties visas sezonas uzreiz visos tavos ekrānos. Shortcut films. Tikai 6 eiro mēnesī. Shortcut. Tu redzēsi.
You spray. You awkward. You're gold. Smell fresh all day with new Axe Gold Body Spray.
G's than the L. I want more 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 G's than the L. So rap out till I black out.
Hello and welcome back. We just witnessed a train wreck from MALCO.
On train.
On train, exactly. 16-1 against Aesthetic. No, it was at the end, it was 16-4, something like that.
16-4, yes.
So still Aesthetic grabbed something, but nothing too much to get a hold on or to even prove anything.
Correct,
I
yeah,
say.
very dominant play from MALCO, and as expected, actually, well, I was expecting slightly more from Aesthetic, but it seems like their aim is not really on point today, and let's see if they can make the adjustments on overpass, as they are already knifing on the map, and it's going to be quick decider. But just before, I'm just going to drop and say that it's going to be probably the same on overpass. Yeah, it's going to be the same story, unless Aesthetic managed to get a good start, but eventually MALCO should win out, as I mentioned before, due to the fact they have more experiences.
And now they won the knife round. They're going to stay on CT side, which is the more favorable side on overpass. I think this should be just a deja vu for us.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a deja vu, but you never know. Overpass is a tricky map to say as how the T side is going to go, as you can make unexpected rotations and easily catch players off guard and sneak into sites even when a player is on the site. So let's see how it goes, as the terrorist players are going to be approaching middle in a... Oh, actually, excuse me, it's going to be underpass, as they're going to go into this connector, and let's just see if they manage to clear out the stairs. It is going to be a free...
So let's see, this is going to be all on Irix here, as he's going to be the first player to contact, but he's like getting taken down. As now even Miska's going down. He was trying to lurk there, looking for the kills, and here Warden, he's running out of bullets, running out of HP. He can't get the kill, but at least they have Figley on the side to hold it, as it's going to be 2 against 3 situation. But as you mentioned, the rotation is going to be really fast here from the terrorists, and already the bomb has rotated towards the B site.
And this Plex actually expecting this. Will he manage to get the first kill? He's actually trying to hide and not show his player model. Will he be checked, as he does manage to... Choice manages to get him killed, and only Figley remaining. Instant headshot from Figley, and also tags the second player in sight, as he does more damage to him. Doesn't manage to kill him off just yet, and will he get this, as it is doable?
Du has already pushed out. He won't see the player just yet. Now he's going to see him, and that should be a kill for Du very easily.
Yeah, solid play from Dosty there, just playing time, making sure his teammate can secure the win before doing anything, and a solid round from Aesthetic. So perhaps we will see this good start and see how it goes. Slightly unlucky for Irix there. He got instantly dinked in those bathrooms and couldn't really do much more afterwards, as the terrorists were too close.
Let's see, maybe the force buy could work out for MALCO, as we know, and their style at the moment heading towards middle, 3 players even, as they could probably get a hold on here on Zek, as he's waiting in the corner. He can't get the kill, but from other side, Choice with 1 kill in the E-win with the second one, as well as Visca's gonna go down to Du, and only Displex will be left alive. It looked kind of shaky at first, as I thought the 3 players pushing out to middle could probably do a lot of damage here. Displex finds 1, but he does not know where Du is, and Du with a quick kill.
Yeah, so it looks slightly shaky from Aesthetic side for a brief moment there, but I feel like it was just because of the insane amount of flashes going forward and back. You can see almost all players in that engagement at some point in time were flashed, and therefore the engagement seemed slightly awkward, as the CTs will opt in for a full save. And is this going to be a 5-man push into middle, or are they doing it a tank?
Oh, I like this.
Displex is up close, so it is just it's a 3-man boost on top of each other in Banana, as 2 players are playing around trying to play bait.
You can see they have already taken B control. Aesthetic, they've checked everything out. They can now force the rotation. Looks like Choice could probably get the kill here if he's not careful enough. He's going to see Displex, and there's going to be the kill, as now the players are heading even towards connector as well. So here Dosty with the kill, and Choice finds Viscas there in the end, as Warden can hold long enough to get any kills, and this is already
a hopeful insight from Aesthetic. Let's see what they can do on this buy round. As you can see, there is not a lot of utility on MALCO's side. There's
only two smokes,
a few flashes, and a single Molotov, and that is on Warden. As can't say really that for the terrorist team, as they have the full arsenal in their pockets, as Carl is actually still staying on that Galil. And let's see, he's just checking for any sort of pushes that might come in from B, as they do opt in to take mid control first before establishing where they're going to be doing. Also Choice creeping in this tunnel here, seeing if he can find any players, but they're not really holding up close.
Just heard player on short, so he has information that someone is there waiting. But he can't do too much from this one, as his teammates at the moment are trying to take control of the bathrooms. As you can see, Dusty already pretty far out on long.
Displex actually just saw a player indoors there and instantly fell back, and he's going to be probably jump checking this in a second. So he does, just making sure no further T players are pushing in, as there is already damage done onto deck towards A position. Fegley actually manages to get the kill on Dusty, instantly gets traded by Do, and Warden now gets the first kill, manages to do damage on the second one, unfortunately goes down. Fegley still doing work, gets deck, and can he get, who's that? Do, I believe.
Yeah, Do is heading back. As you can see, Karl Sabate has taken control. B even gets Viscous. So this is now a 2-on-2 situation. With the smoke drop down, they have pretty good positions, even M4 now in Karl's hands. And the players are rotating towards his position. Will he hear them? He hears them now as he's taken a bit more passive angle. Well, let's see. Duke, he can get a lot of information here, and then Karl Savage can just move in. So let's see. He's still playing passive. The players will push. No one's going to check him. Carlos through the wall, grabbing the player. Figley knows where to look, but it's going to be Carlos in the end with 3 kills and the clutch for Aesthetic.
Yeah, so Figley managed to land actually a headshot on Carlos, but the 10 HP save and kill vice versa means that Aesthetic do get 4 rounds on this map already. And you can see the CT players' money is crumbling a bit. Do not forget, of course, that Overpass is tended to be slightly more T-sided map, as I mentioned before, because of these unexpected rotations and plays that you can make. So if you are not a proactive CT team and just decide to hold and not really make any sort of, say, pushes into B short or some sort of control establishment further down into the map, it's most likely going to go T's way overall. But I might be speaking too soon. As you can see, Irix throws a nade in middle here. He's going to be falling back as he understands that the players are going to be pushing him.
Just a perfect position from Warden as he completely misses the shot. And now he finally at least gets one, but now with the CZ he has to find more players, as 2 players are going to peek him. Does not look too good, but Warden, he still finds Dusty. And already Displex has rotated a bit closer towards middle. Here Warden goes down. But a lot of damage dealt. And
this looks still very close on low HP bomb player. Manages to drop the bomb again. Can he get the AK? Actually finds an AK and has an angle. Gets the first kill. Can he get the second one?
Choice, he has the op in his hand, so he has to be careful. He can peek out too crazily, and there's going to be
Displex with the round for MALCO, and with the save manages to retrieve with the op as well. Excellent play from there, and CZ doing massing work as well as that instant second kill after switching to the AK was an extremely important one. And you can see that the T player was on half HP and just got annihilated by Displex. Excellent play and instantly a double op.
Very lucky aggression from MALCO, since Warden and I can't remember, was it Figley or was it Irix who pushed with him.
And as you can see, the proactive CT team instantly made a change as they managed to wrap around the T players, and flanking is essential in this map. As you can see, the Terrorist players are going to be, well, taking control of short B, as Dusty manages to find Figley over the fence with a nade, as he did damage to him before. So also Visca's left here on half HP towards the monster position. Still 2 players on B, and you can see that the bomb is lingering around in B short, as Carlos already creeped through monster position, just checking and seeing if he can get a free kill. Realizes there's a player in waters, doesn't land the shot just yet, going to be pushing forward and gets Viscas as he's looking for the second CT player.
He does know that there is Displex. He did see him before, as now he goes out, he's going to get the kill. That means Carlos. But now it looks like MALCO, only thing that they can do here, and the best thing for them to do is save. But you can see Warden even pushing forward. He's going to find Carlos, and now it's going to be 2-on-3 situation. So this could potentially even be a retake for the CTs, as Warden finds one more, and Du will have all the information in the world. Although he did not hear Irix and did not see him. But there's not too much time. Warden, he has the defuse kit. He's already into the site. He grabs the AK. They can now play from this position, as both players are now in the short. They're going to start defuse. He's solo here in the map, but he has to do something as Du finds Eirik. And Warden's going to go down to deck. As that great hole looked very, very scary for a while there. As Warden was moving into the site.
Scary for a while. Unfortunately, the CT player got hurt towards the T-spawn position. So if he wouldn't have been hurt, in theory, who was that in sight? That was Warden. He could have sort of risked it and try to go for a full defuse, but I feel like it would be still a huge gamble as he manages still to save the AVP. You can see he doesn't find any player just yet towards that B position as the terrorists are once again playing around middle. And Choice, Irix actually finds Choice in underground as Deck also creeping around the middle and bathrooms position here, seeing if he can find any free kill on a CT player.
Irix's position, I think, is known. His position is known because I believe Carlos did hear him. And even now it's due with the bomb in his hands, and he's going to find Irix there. So 4 against 4 situation. Let's see if they can still manage to put on the great start Aesthetic is having here at the moment. As Deck even has found Displex, and here Warden with the up has to be real careful, and he misses the shot. Deck completely obliterating a side, but here from the back lines, Carl Sabet instantly just killing off Figley. And Viscas, the last man standing. This is just the complete turnaround, I want to say.
So far, yeah, it looks like they've switched roles, as now almost every engagement seems to go Aesthetic's way. Props still to MALCO, players such as Warden and Figley still landing what they need to land for sure. But definitely more work needs to be done, and obviously they don't really have the economy behind it all the time.
I don't know if this is true what I'm going to say, but I believe this is the first time I've seen this season a 007 agent.
Oh yeah,
and it's Viscas.
And it's Viscas.
Weirdly enough.
Unfortunate there, but he still will definitely have his moments as once he gets that rifle in his hands. As you can see, the terrorist players are pushing towards the A-long position here. There is contact already from Dosty on Displex, manages to find a kill as Do lands 2 kills on the CT players. Deck finds Figley in A-long, and now only Irix remaining there. As he will he get this kill on Deck? Doesn't manage to find it as he's already
backstabbed and everything. You can see, I really like the control from Aesthetic around the map.
Yeah.
The regression kind of allows them to take freely toilets, move from there. The connector, they don't play it around that too much. If they go towards B side, they go towards B side. They go towards A side, they go towards A side. The connector is kind of left alone for a bit there.
The connector is left alone from both teams, actually, apart from that, this very last round, just this small engagement there. But other than that, no team has really shown real interest into it. As I say it, Choice now gets throwing nades and seeing if he can find a player here, and actually gets to Irix and also finds Figley as Displex instantly backstabs both T players, and only Do now remaining. And it seems another round is inbound for MALCO.
Choice thought there's going to be only one player connector. As he takes him down, there's Displex to completely shut down that kind of aggression. And Aesthetic, when they move in connector, they kind of lose it.
Yeah, so Aesthetic, not really sure what they should take away from this. I mean, for CTs, it's not uncommon to flash, nade, and instantly peek after that. So I feel like perhaps a delayed push will make work, as actually Do finds Viscas here. And can he find more, as there is still plenty of time and only 2 CT players remaining.
There's going to be a radio cast one more time, as we are going to see now. It's going to be, in the end, the second round for MALCO. We're left sorry for the technical difficulties we're having. You're not going to see the game for a bit. Hopefully we're going to get it back soon. But for now, it's going to be Byron for both teams. So we can check out what's going to be the case here.
So 7-2 in terms of Aesthetic, definitely a start they were hoping for. And Team Aesthetic players are going to be approaching that underpass position again, as also in middle, and it's just going to try to do what they've done before, just try to establish early dominance. But Irix instantly finds 2 players from the terrorist team in middle, as Dosty trying to flank now in the underpass position, as Warden also finds Carlos, and Irix finds us his 3rd kill in underpass, and now only Choice left in middle. He has to find Irix in underpass, which he does find. Also knows he's being flanked and doesn't manage to kill off Displex, who had pushed A long, and accordingly 7-3 at this stage. So MALCO showing good initiative there. They did choose to go for early fights and managed to win those, and it was a 5-3 initially already off the start of the round.
And you see kind of sloppy buy from Aesthetic. We're going with 2 CZs, 3 AKs.
Yeah, and they're going to be pushing this underpass position again with 3 players there this time, double flashing forward and just instantly running up front. But the CT players are not going to be found there, as there is a boost in Banana with Irix. Viscas managing to land, sorry, just shooting through the smoke there, as Choice already finds Displex in Banana, and also Irix here manages to get both players. Can he find the third one who's flanking him at this stage? Unfortunately, goes down to Duke, remaining with 12 HP, as there is another player on A, and that's going to be Warden, who's also going to go down to deck. And you can see the rotations are coming in from Viscas as he hears the bomb go down. But does he find his first player here? Actually finds the player up close, and it's a 2-on-2 situation here now, as Viscas needs to clutch against Do and Deck. The bomb is down in default position A. Do is towards that long position and will be just found by Viscas, and now it's a 1v1 Deck in that default position in Banana, trying to play time. Viscas does have the defuse kit, goes for the engagement, and unfortunately for Viscas, Deck will manage to win it out, and it's going to be 8-3 for Aesthetic. A solid game on this map. Looks like a completely different team off this, so I feel like they've had a long, good conversation. They were also very eager to instantly jump into the second map as soon as possible. So I feel like they were just, perhaps Train was just a warm-up for them, as so far they look very convincing. Do with the AVP here doesn't manage to find anyone just yet towards the middle position, as CTs will be having a passive hold with 1 player in Banana, bathrooms areas more so, and accordingly another player just jump spotting A long, as there are 3 terrorist players already in A long. And let's just see how it's going to turn out for the team, as Displex is going to be having first contact there, and goes instantly down to Dousty. Dousty finds also the second player. Can he find more here, as he's pushing further into the bank position and seeing if he can catch any rotations?
Irix even finds the bomb planter, so that kind of now denies the bomb plants. There's still 1 minute on the clock, and now with this boost, let's see what Viscas can do here, as Irix has found one more. Viscas did see the player, and there's the kill. And only these 2 players, they have the information, but Viscas moving through the smoke, finding Dousty. A very weird situation here for them. Although Carlos, I would say he could do some damage here, but he misses the first opening shot. He does kill off Figley, but there is still Viscas and Viscas and Irix to worry about, and Irix gets the kill, 4-8. As D side for Aesthetic looking strong.
4-8 indeed. The question is, how is their hold on CT?
Oh yeah.
So that is still a question yet to be found out, as MALCO, well, 4 rounds is already doable on overpass if you've gained them on the CT side. Obviously, you will need to be very active on T side to gain any further, as there is a CT push guard, tried to push into middle, actually flashed themselves here. As you can see now, the CT players have gained mid control, and the terrorists are just pretty much lurking around, as this
that was through the smoke. That was through the smoke, the kill on Deck. Impressive. So now let's see if Dusty can make this CZ worth it, as the players have actually left connector, and I like this from MALCO. They get the advantage and they get back to the sites.
Funny enough, they also managed to kill the only rifle on T. Okay. So now you have 4 pistols remaining, 3 CZs and a Deagle on Choice. And let's just see if the CZs can actually find anyone, as Displex is looking down into B short and actually finds a, excuse me, that's going to be Figley who's going to find Carlos Abese, who decided to push B short alone. And there is another terrorist player there still looking there, as well as Displex doing damage now onto Choice, and no kills just yet. And the terrorists seem slightly baffled. Do actually has managed to retrieve that AK early on from Deck, so he is in the balloons position, just seeing if he can find a CT. And once again,
finds it.
Do finds a CT player, and that was Irix who went down. No real reason for Irix to push up that close there. He would have just chosen to jump spot from the side, as Viscas will kill off Dovsty, and now only Do and Choice remaining for Team Aesthetic. And can they save the round against 4 CT players that still have solid rifles in their hands, as Viscas will find Choice, and now only Do should, well, with 12 seconds remaining, he should really opt in to save this AK weapon, but he's going to decide to push for the site and goes instantly down.
This was like very just not good enough for Aesthetic, because they were just putting one at a time towards the B site.
It's a one-by-one scenario where you're just throwing a player alone into the site. He gets killed off, and I don't really understand what's the logic behind of throwing in a second one.
They didn't have any kind of plan to move on from there, as it was they were pretty far spread out around the map.
Well, as you can see, it's going to be a quick play from the terrorist team into middle, as Whiskas will find instantly Dusty, but gets traded off with Deck and still 4. Excuse me. There's actually a team kill going on onto Deck as well as Do finds Displex, so he was forced to kill his own player there, as Irix will kill off Do and will find Carlos eventually. Slightly unfortunate there. Obviously, it's economical damage to your own team's bank, but there is still enough money for a solid buy, and it is already 8-6, so MALCO bringing it back.
Yeah, in a way.
Props to them. They managed to break terrorist economy in midway there, so it is going to be last round of the half. There is also an AVP on Warden. As you can see, the terrorist players once again approaching T middle, and
yeah, Warden wants to get the fast initiative there, get the op kill, but he was completely flashed off, and now Displex fully flashed. He's being seen and instantly killed off. Warden has found 2 players, but he goes down there in the process of the push from Aesthetic as they're now moving forward. Irix he's going to see, and that's the bomb drop down. A lot of information gain and a player advantage. As it's going to be 2-on-3 situation. The smoke will land, and Irix can just patiently wait for the to come through. He can see the legs here. I don't know if he spotted the player there.
I don't think he actually did, as Dusty actually found Whiskas on A side, but Figli managed to trade him off, and now only Deck remaining with the bomb. Realizes there is still potentially a player in the connector position who was actually fallen back into B site, and they're probably going to be remaining close to each other just to have that fast rotation, as Deck is approaching the connector and trying to get he's probably just wants to clear this and make sure he's not going to be backstep at some point in time when he tries to make a play. Still checking every corner here, as
he has the time to do it, and I guess that's the best choice. Will he drop down without any noise? He will. So, because if he would drop down, Irix would definitely hear him, and then rotation would come in. You can see both players, they are in good positions to rotate to each site. So, when Deck is going to hit the site, both are going to be ready.
Let's see. In theory, Deck can squeeze by Irix here and surprise him from the headshot position on the other side of the pole in the middle of the site. But did he actually spot him?
Yeah, he spotted him. There was the head was seen from Deck, but Deck now going towards the site. He's just going to go for the plant, and he's going to look if he can get it. But you can see the players are now moving in, and there's going to be Figli with the kill, and the Malta was just in the perfect time, perfect place. 8-7.
8-7.
MALCO bring it back. How many rounds was that in a row? Okay, 4 rounds in a row. Nothing too significant, but after it was 7-1. That was looking really scary for MALCO.
It was 7-1, and it started to look scary for MALCO, but they managed to regain their composure and get some kills on the board. You can see also Whiskas not the 007 agent anymore. He's actually managed to gain 7 kills since that moment.
Yeah.
So he has been active around the map and helping his team out quite a lot. And let's just see how the terrorist team, which is now MALCO, will decide to play out this round, as there is a smoke flash and a nade on Irix. And where does he take these nades to? It's going to be middle, where he pre-nades mid, make sure there is no real push, doing some damage to Deck here. And also Warden finds Carlos Habese already, as Dusty will instantly kill him. And it is a 4 versus 4 as the terrorist players with the bomb are approaching B and flooding into this side. There's only one single player in B heaven, so the B side is completely clear and given to the terrorists. Let's see how they play this retake, as there is no kit and the CTs need to act fast. And see how Displex actually spots a player in heaven, and realizing there's also graffiti being pushed, and they don't find, Aesthetic doesn't find any player just yet.
Pretty passive positions from MALCO, but you can see here Displex looking for the kills, as Irix has found one. Irix comes in with one more, still looking for the player. It's going to be only Deck surviving here in the end, as he gets 2 kills, looking for the third. The headshots are there, but there's still more players to go, as Whiskas is going to be the last man standing. Is he going to check him? He will. And that ties the game up.
What a close retake. What a close retake, but you gotta love those where it's a full-on just aim battles throughout the map.
Because they were, when the bomb was planted, they were 4-on-4.
Yeah,
and you saw like CTs moving in from one position almost. It was...
Yeah, you don't really get to see those plays happen very often, as we instantly head into the next round. The CTs have 4 CZs. You saw previously that it worked out for MALCO. Will it work out for Aesthetic, as Whiskas already quickly pushing up B short, manages to deal a lot of damage onto Choice, doesn't get him, but Figli with 2 Mach 10 kills.
Just racking that money in, prepping for the snowball effect for MALCO, as it looks for now.
And you can see there are 2 CT players already in connector with those CZs, going to see if they can get an exit, as Deck is just making sure that there is no lurking terrorist around, and there should be no reason why there is one. And let's just see how this save will play out and where they choose to save at this stage, as the terrorists seem slightly unsure for a second there. Warden is already in B short, just spamming the B doors and making sure that he can at least get some lucky damage into the CTs as he chooses to save towards.
This could be Dousty getting the kill. He did damage the player, but nothing else. And now let's see, will they all survive? Every single player survives that were left alive there in the end, as Aherix actually gets their deck. But you can see they saved 2, I believe it was, yeah, 2 AKs. Or no, it was 1 AK, 2 Gallows, 1 Mach-10. And now we're going to see 2 Mach-10s come out from MALCO. As you can see, Aesthetic, they're going to be on Eco. MALCO know that. And they can just rack their money up.
It looks like it's going to be a fast B push, as one player will go towards what it seems to be the connector position, and they're just going to split it fast, as Visca's running in full plus W mode with the Mach-10. Doesn't manage to spot a player just yet, just lingering around the sandbag position as he's waiting for nades to come in from his teammates. And Warden already finds Carlos. Visca's pushing in now, jumping down in river, gets the second one with a full 180 kill. And now only Deck left in A long.
He did see the player, but from this range, and Arix just evading every single bullet.
Visca's actually dropped into water between 2 CT players, got both of them somehow. Perhaps the other CT player was just afraid to kill his own teammate in the process, as it has happened before. So
that could be the case. But at this point, it feels like MALCO, they can't understand that Aesthetic are not to be messed with, as they had a great T side here in Overpass, and I'm guessing so, not allowing for that to happen anymore. Just being as aggressive as they can, as convincing as they can, as now you can see the aggression come out from CTs towards middle. How do they hear that from the connector here, from the lower part?
They should realize that there is a potential up-close push player, and actually Do gets 2 kills, doesn't get the third one, but still serious damage done, as it is a 4 versus 3 situation right now, and the terrorists need to group up and need to find a kill to at least even it out. The choice, though, is on very low HP on the B site, so bomb.
Oh, Dousty, just at the right moment, peeks out and gets the kill onto Warden. Warden going solo, very aggressive, just look for information. Dousty loses his life to Viscas as he was trying to kill off Figley there.
Still very doable for the terrorists, as there is a full minute, and Choice is still on low HP.
You can see how much utility they have.
Definitely, yeah. They can take their time, smoke off like B Heaven, Molotov, the headshot position, and just take the site in an easy fashion. As you can see, Choice with low HP pushed up in B short, expecting for the doors, but will expect a B short push from the terrorist players. But most likely
expects it now.
The timing, will it work out? Figley checking it. Figley does find Choice, as the information is going to be there. You can see Figley throwing the smoke for Heaven, as also his teammate is mauling that headshot position as we talked before. Figley also throwing another Molotov into Graffiti, making sure no quick rotation can come in. Some damage done to Viscas from a nade coming from a B Heaven, as another flash is going to be there, as Jesus, Figley finds Deck there. Deck and Carlos through the smoke finds Figley, but gets left and tagged on left on 30 HP.
So now let's see if Viscas can be very careful here and safe. As Carlos said, did he see the guy there? I think he did. Should have the information. He's going to check Monster. He's going to wait for Viscas to push out. Viscas now going to push out, and Viscas going to win that duel, luckily for him. As now it's going to be 4 rounds in a row for MALCO, and 1 more eco or / force buy situation for Aesthetics. They decided to go for some pistols.
So you can see the tides have changed, and the hold, whilst the kills are coming through, sort of, eventually they cannot really hold it out just yet. So another pistol buy for Team Aesthetic. I feel like they should try to push together as a team somewhere here, as there is going to be a 3-man push towards middle, but they instantly get flashed, and Deck gets already left on 20 HP.
The grenades doing work. As you can see now, MALCO, they're just going to take the mid control this time around. Let's see if they check connector fast enough, as there are players there. And now with the flash, they could potentially look for the kills here, or even quite possibly sneak by everyone, as Irix has found one. But he has no information that they still do, but he still gets the kill. Still gets it, and now it's all on deck since he's the only guy towards the A side, as he can get the backstabs, and Heinrich just with the 3rd kill. Can he get the 4th here? He did not see the player go through here, so they can definitely go for the deny on bomb plant, and he's just gonna get it, but he can't get anything else.
And meanwhile, Carlos did find Irix towards middle. They'll manage to retrieve an AK and is going to be just holding around this connector position, eventually choosing to save as the bomb has been planted. And he's going to very quickly realize it's not B, it is A, and it's very hard to retake as CT. But there's already Fiegli up close, expecting a last check from Carlos, and he's going to go down. It's going to be 12-8.
12-8, and it doesn't look like at this point Aesthetic can do anything about MALCO on their T side. But maybe now with the ops coming out, even double ops setup, even triple ops setup, as I say, it's do Dousty and Choice. All will pick it up. Maybe this is the answer for them on CT side.
Perhaps. Well, you can see Choice is going to be peeking down middle, and Do is going to be going down into underpass. Choice does find a kill. Do also finds the 2nd player in underpass. So far, so good. It's 5 versus 3. They should just hold and not be aggressive at this stage, as the terrorists most likely are very surprised by this play.
Yeah.
As it's not really that common, as far as I know, to play a double op setup on overpass. Only a few teams can pull it off.
And triple?
Excuse me, triple. As Dovsty has yet to find any player just yet. Still a full minute on the clock though, so anything can happen. As I say that, Deck does manage to find Irix, and the hope for Team MALCO to win this round is starting to linger, as Dovsty will find, can he find, actually misses the 1st shot. Can he get the 2nd repeat onto the T player?
He
misses and loses his
well.
life.
Is that B side open? It kind of is, but here is the guy with the bomb. He's going to get taken down, and only Displays can do some damage here as the ops come in. They do the work, and the score 12-9.
Unlucky play from Dovsty there. I feel like the crosshair placement was there. It probably was just a slight movement as to why he lost his life there, as I feel like the 1st shot probably should have been a kill there already. Well, put it this way, an AVP in that position, having that angle and making that shot, he shouldn't be missing that shot.
Yeah.
So something went wrong. As you can see, Warden now goes into underpass and just checking and covering for his teammates as they are pushing up.
MALCO, they were shut down before, but you can see they don't care about that. They're just moving on forward, although they have already lost their in-game leader, Irix. But they're still moving on forward. It's going to be Zek taking down Displex. Okay, MALCO, they were trying to be aggressive one more time, but I guess that's not the answer here.
Yeah, Displex actually with the no respect play, they're pushing through the smoke, and of course finds 2 CT players, only manages to damage 1 and doesn't even get him. So it's another 5 versus 3 in favor of Team Aesthetic at this stage. As you can see, Viscous understanding that there can be a flank behind, and actually will find Dovsty.
The timing.
So the timing works out for him, but Deck instantly trades back Viscous, as he does hear the banana player sandwiching him in, doesn't manage to kill off Fiegli, and it is a 2 versus 3, so still doable, but can Carlos do damage here, as the terrorist players actually are going to be falling back and just holding a bit more, as they do have time for it and trying to force the CTs to spread out. Choice looking into these doors.
I don't understand. This has happened like the 2nd round in a row where MALCO, they are in disadvantage in terms of players, and they still are not checking or expecting Aesthetic to be anywhere they're going.
Yeah, it's hard to explain why that is happening. It might be not necessarily the team's fault. It might be as perhaps we're just falling onto the same players' mistakes here, and perhaps it's an individual issue. But in a situation like that, you should be understanding that the CTs most likely have a lot of information, and they can literally be anywhere. As you saw, the presence of mind from who was that, Viscous or Warden, who checked behind Viscous before. So you can see the experience coming through, realizing the timings can be there. But the terrorist players are going to be pushing towards the A long position, and let's see who is going to greet them with open hands.
At the moment, no one, since we have 2 on short, but they move through toilets, and they move towards connector, as it looks like. It's going to be Dousty with Carlos ready here, as they're going to spray them down completely, and only Fligley will be left alive. He finds 1 player with the Deagle, and he can find the 2nd, as now the pistols will come in and do with the last kill. So 12-11, MALCO, they still have a money for 1 more buy round. But if they lose this one, that could be it for them.
A good idea from MALCO to do that on an eco round is obviously if a long player is going to be seeing 3 terrorists there, he's going to call for an extra rotation, and them going through bathrooms down into connector, hoping for 1 player less on B side would have meant most likely at least a bomb plant. more about that later as the next round starts already, and it seems that MALCO are trying to take things aggressive once again as they've already pushed and established control of B short and not allowing any players from the CTs to gain any information. Dusty definitely did hear this and does throw a nade, doing some damage to Displex. As you can see, Deck actually finds Irix there. They did take some damage in return.
Irix is trying to lurk around, get information as all of his teammates are towards the B site. If he would gotten killed towards the middle and then moved through connector, that could have been a really fast push. But now let's see as they are setting up. This could be a case. Let's see if Joyce can hit the first shot as he sees the shadow, the timing to switch the weapon and losing his life in process. Because of that, very unfortunate at the moment for the players, although Zek did find one, but instantly there's Displex to re-peek and trade that situation there. Now Carlos, he could get in really good position, but he gets spotted and he still gets the kill. Only Viscus will be left alive. It looked like it was for MALCO there at the beginning, but now everything's crumbling, and here Viscus does not check the left side, and Carl Sabetze with 2 kills and the 12th round in a tied game.
Viscus held the B short doors for too long. I mean, there's only two of your teammates are in the site, and you're, well, essentially doing nothing at that stage. You should establish control of the site first and only then fall back to check for any quick flanks. You will definitely hear the sound cues anyway if a player is going to be in B short. As you can see, another pistol round coming in from MALCO as it is 12-12. And
see one more time the aggression coming out. Viscus finds one, but he can't find the second player, although there is still Displex ready to hunt him, as it was actually Figley moving through the T-spawn towards connector to take down the player. So now 4 against 3 situation. They do have now an M4 in hands as well as the op.
And you can see that's a big issue for the CT players here, as they are a man down, and they also, the terrorists have gained weapons and managed to retrieve the bomb just now. Just going to see if they can get control any further, as Displex lurking here together with Warden towards Monster. Gets dropped. Can Warden trade him off with
Joyce? He was on point, but he did not kill off Warden. If that would have been a kill against Warden, I guess that could have been that could have gone the way of aesthetic. But at this point, we're seeing Carl that he is close to the side, and he did see the player, and he's gonna take down and that guy Warden, who was there with low HP, I believe 4. Now as they're moving forward, they do see the op player Dusty. And Dusty taking down Figley, and as Irix is moving in, he's gonna get Carlos. And he even sees the hit, he tags up Dusty, 19 HP. Dusty knows where to look, and that's gonna be luckily for Dusty a kill.
Such a disappointing round as for Irix, as he definitely knows he dinked him as well. So he should have just landed a single body shot, but the positioning was favoring the CT ever so slightly, as the terrorist essentially is exposing at least half of his body just by shouldering, and both being on low HP. That did slightly favor the CT player in that situation, as it's actually 13-12 now, going Aesthetic's way.
And they're at the moment leading, and as with this aggression, they could potentially get a lot more than just 1 kill. And a lot of information as well. He was spotted, and I think, this guy shoulder peeking because he knows what's up, and he gets the kill. I can't believe they even stayed for that long.
Yeah, he definitely overstayed his welcome. Dusty also missing an AVP shot in A long, and misses again. He should be definitely falling back at this stage. Manages to throw a nade and do some damage onto Viscus, but it is a 5 versus 4, and he should not be losing his life here, as Do manages to even things out, finding Figley there, and he realizes there are players towards middle, so he should be also thinking about switching his position very soon and retrieves back.
But Dusty finds the bomb there, so information is gathered now already. It looks like players are looking more comfortable in connector, as 2 of them are there. Warden did find Dusty, but there's still choice to deal with on site. 2 players from long, and bomb slowly moving its way towards the site, as Choice does not get the opening kill, but now with the flash she could potentially do it, as Irix did find a player rotating from the B site, as now it's going to be 2-on-2. No, sorry, 3, no, okay, 2-on-2. A little prediction there as Do. He has the op, a utility as well, but retaking this with the op.
Well, they've won 5 rounds in a row, so he can afford to go for this for sure. Let's just see if he can find the correct timings. He's looking some sort of sound cue to realize where at least one of the players is, and to try to play off that. Will he check this corner here? Manages to land a shot on Viscus, doesn't get the second. Very well landed shot.
I was not expecting that close crossfire there at the beginning.
A bit of a risky crossfire, but you can definitely allow yourself to do that one in a round where the enemy player has an AVP.
Yep.
And of course, he cannot really switch that fast. But still, though, I'm actually surprised Du landed that shot there, as it seemed he was...
Seemed very odd to actually do that, but he does it. So now let's see.
So CT players being 13-13, excuse me, CT players forced another pistol buy, as it is 13-13. So if they can win this round, great. Nobody's expecting at least, but they should do some damage as the terrorist money is low as well. And a very close game so far. Warden also seeing if he can find anything here. There is a B push commencing as a Choice actually gets a kill and gets away.
Gets away. Weirdly enough, he's going to look for more, but there's Warden at least with the kill back. Carlos could now potentially find the player in connector who was Figley there. You can see now CTs, they're going to roam and they're going to go towards the B side from every single position possible. And Figley, he's even expecting a player to be behind, as now he's going to be getting pushed out forward, and Figley, he's going to get at least the kill. But that was still very risky.
Yeah, the timing didn't work out for him. He threw down the Molotov, and instantly at that same time, the CT player went through, so he actually didn't hear him as the Molotov started to burn. And Displex will find Carlos here in B short, as well as Irix will find Dusty, and only Deck now remaining, and it gets put down by Warden. 14-13, extremely important round to take. As you can see, CTs are quite limited on what they can allow themselves in terms of nades. You can see Dusty having just the AVP and a P250 on him. He should use the last $250 to at least buy a flashbang for himself. It didn't decide to go for it. As you can see, there's essentially only 2 flashes on the CT team remaining, as the remaining nades are going to be used as I speak. Whiskas with the Mac 10 aggressive in B short again, but Dusty finds Irix, and can he do more damage?
Duke could have potentially found Displex there, who was trying to throw him away, and he did spot the guy, but nothing else. It was very lucky that Displex survived that position, as Du was waiting and almost got the kill. But the movement just was in Displex's favor. But as of now, we can see slowly but surely MALCO making their way towards the B site. And it's going to be 2 players waiting close to the site. And I'm checking if someone's rotating here through the wall, almost taking down Carlos, as he's on 11 HP. But there are 3 players towards B site. So MALCO, they have to be careful with moving in like this, as Whiskas gets tagged as well, but the players are now moving out, and instantly Displex finding Carlos, pushing forward. Will he check water here, as the Molotov kind of does not allow him to move that freely? That smoke will hopefully favor him as he gets Choice, and now it's going to be only Dusty with Zek left alive. Can they get now these 2 kills? They're going to hear the bomb, and then the full flash will come through, and instantly Whiskas with the kill, the Mac 10 coming into play. As Dusty has to be careful, even gets tagged up there, and Warden with the up, finishing things off. 15-13 in favor of MALCO.
Yeah,
and an eco round forced by for Aesthetic.
A very, very solid play from MALCO in terms of keeping their composure, keeping calm, and just checking every corner and cleaning methodically on B, and that is what took them the round. Also, notably, that smoke coming out from the terrorist player, they're managing fine to Choice in the water area. So that was a key frag there, as the terrorists will be pushing up aggressive into B short. And also, Warden already finding Choice. Whiskas with a kill on Carlos.
So fast.
Finding Dusty, and now another CT player is remaining in connector.
2 even.
Actually,
they're
both
still
of them
going to get checked.
As Du gives their position away, and now the terrorist players will be looking down. Figley finds Deck. Do they realize there were 2 players or no? It shouldn't be making a huge difference here, as Du definitely has made himself aware now, and will be finished off. GGs are going in the chat as we speak, as Du finds Warden there, gets the AVP out, but cannot do too much, as Figley will finish him off, and it is going to be 16-13 going MALCO's way.
I was definitely not expecting that kind of a strong play from Aesthetic here. I don't know if maybe MALCO took them for granted, and the second map after the first map, how it went.
Probably.
And else.
Well, you can't really blame them to win a map 16-4 and then to expect from the second team to come in with such a strong beginning is surprising, of course. Also, props to Aesthetic. They did exactly what we were speaking about before in taking advantage of these odd rotations and timings they could do, as well as you could see that in the early rounds on the CT side, MALCO didn't seem quite confident in what they were doing, and it seems it was a very individual play coming out from them, and only afterwards they started to group together as a team and managed to get at least some rounds on the board and bring it back to an even scoreline. And then, of course, taking advantage of the situation, and in a crucial moment, I feel like the experience kicked in and they managed to keep their composure.
You could have felt that in there in the end.
That 14-13 round take was just textbook in terms of how it should be done in that situation, as you understand that there's going to be trading happening, and someone needs to do at least 2 kills in that situation for the trades to go their way. So accordingly, I believe, was that Warden who threw the smoke towards the right-hand side of the B site, or was it someone else?
No, it was Displex moving in.
Displex, excuse me, yeah. So Displex did a solid play where he actually threw that smoke, not allowing the CT player to peek into site, and also the CT player thought that he will be able to sneak through, but Displex already one step ahead of him, and it was a free kill. Therefore, I believe he found 2 kills in that situation, did the job what was
since the players were trying to move, you saw like Aesthetic just running into the side there.
And off that, they could have just trade whatever. So the round, and it was a very
at the end everything fell in MALCO's hands there as they stepped up. Everything went good for them, but Aesthetic still very good showing. Hopefully they can still do it at the last 2 weeks, but for now we're gonna head into a commercial break, and around 9 p.m. be sure to tune in as Skinlords and Team Supply will take their chance and see who can be the victors in that duel. So don't miss it, and remember about the giveaway as well. So you need to be active in the chat. Subscribe to our YouTube channel just to be sure that you enter it. But for now, a small break.